Hello guys, hello people, welcome back to my channel. On this video we'll be looking at the BTC chart on, of course, the daily time frame, and I saw something that I would want to share with you guys, and that's why I decided to come up here and do exactly that. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to remove some of the items I have here on the chart. All right, and I want you guys to pay attention to the market structure that we see here on the BTC on the daily time frame. So if you look at it, you'll see that is the daily time frame right there. All right, so we're on the daily time frame here on trading view. I currently switched the chart to the line chart, as you guys can see, just to remove most of the noise in the market, just to see the actual trend of what's going on. And immediately I did that, something stood out to me and I want to point it out for you guys. All right, we already know that in my opinion, BTC is actually in a bearish trend, and it's not a new thing, or it's not something anybody should be surprised about. Although I know someone else can have different opinion on what it thinks is going on BTC, but for me, I think we're in a bearish trend on BTC. We actually made a video on BTC sometime 2 months ago before I'm making this video, and we pretty much speculated what level we think BTC is going to drop towards before we expect some level of reversal coming into the game. All right, and on that video we speculated a lot of price level, one of them being 76k, another level being around 50k, and then we have another level which is where we are opting to buy aggressively if BTC reaches that level, will be on 40k. all right, with that mentioned, not all the things I say here is financial advice. As a matter of fact, everything I say here is not financial advice. Just want to give that disclaimer so that nobody should come and sue me saying that I told them to invest their money into an investment that doesn't work. All right, so whatever we do here is strictly on knowledge sharing and creating awareness, and basically raising a community where people will learn together, get updated information of what we think is going on in the market, and we can also leverage that in doing our investments or setting up a portfolio that you would want to use in trading. All right, with that, let's get back again to why we are here. So one thing I want to point out is a head and shoulder pattern that is happening right here. All right, here will be the, well, I call it the right shoulder. Here is the head, and here is the left shoulder. And as you can see, price has already taken out the neckline. So if you pull this out, this is a typical head and shoulder. All right, the bottom there will be the neckline. As you guys can see, if you pay attention, you will see the red line that I had there. The red line there is where the neckline is, and you can see, if you zoom in there, you'll see it has pretty much broken out of that trend line, not out of that neckline, I mean to say. All right, so now here, if I switch it back to the candle chart, you see it clearly right there. All right, we've broken out of that neckline, and ideally what I expect from price, and this happens whenever we have this kind of pattern forming into the market. So whenever we have a head and shoulder forming in the price action, usually price tends to move at least a one-to-one direction, or a one-to-one distance of that head and shoulder. And if we should pick out the height of the head to the neck, this is what it looks like. So you see, the projection here will be that we expect BTC to actually sell further down, all right, all the way to that level. To be honest, I don't know how possible that is, but from this projection you can see that it means that the low that we'll be looking at that BTC would actually be heading towards will be as low as 27,600. Approximately, we can just call it 30k. All right, and with this I can categorically say that the price projection here is also similar to the video we made 2 months ago. All right, and the video we made 2 months ago, our hypothesis was based on the exponential moving average. If you've not watched that video, it's right there in my channel. You can go watch it and see for yourself. All right, so the first video we made around 2 months ago, based on the projection and based on the hypothesis we had at the time, the low we saw that is the favorable low where BTC would experience aggressive buying, or at least in my opinion, where I would be buying aggressively if I have the liquidity or the money to do so. That would be around 40k. And from the projection of what I saw here, also you can see there is some level of correlation in that speculation. All right, because now you can see just by looking at the head and shoulder that has already formed here and has already broken out of the neckline. We picked out the high of the head, right, of that head and shoulder, and we overlaid it towards the direction that we think price is going, which in this case is a bearish market, which means it's going down. And also you can see that's where the head and shoulder is pointing towards. It's pointing towards the downside. All right, so now we are trying to speculate the distance that price is going to still move further down before we get some level of reversal. And we are now based off on the fact that whenever we experience head and shoulder forming in the market, usually market gives a one-to-one direction of the head towards the direction price is going to. And that is how we came about this direction bias, that we think that BTC is going to drive all the way down until it gets to around 27k for, as you can see right there. But we can see approximately 30k is the low that we think BTC is going to drive towards before getting any level of reversal. So you can see there is some level of correlation between what we are seeing here and also what we saw 2 months ago when we did a speculation of how deep we expect BTC to go using the exponential moving average 200 EMA. All right, that is actually the tool that we used in the previous speculation on BTC. Well, I just decided to show you guys this, to whom it may concern. I believe for the guys that are smart enough, they already know what to do with this video. And another thing I want to point out is there is an important trend. You can see I have some trend lines here. Okay, so connecting these 3 dots here, I expect BTC to at least sell towards those levels. But while BTC is coming down, I can see 2 pointers already, which I've already connected with a trend line, and I'll be tracking this trend line as price continues to go down. So in any situation whereby we find ourselves playing around that trend line, maybe trying to break out of it, it will greatly increase our bullish bias once we start seeing price trading out of that trend line. But for now, price is trading way below it and not close around it. So yeah, just wanted to point that out, and I'll be leaving this and I'll be updating you guys as price develops on the BTC chart as we go into this year 2026. All right, for the guys that are wondering how long will this bear market last, based on the historical data, we've experienced bear market that lasts for a year. We've experienced bear market that lasts for 2 years on BTC. So what I would urge you guys is to bring your seats, sit back down, relax, and wait for price to get to the fair level where you can buy and hope to make profit from. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the video and the content we make here every day. Remember to like, share this video, and subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. With that, I say have a nice day. I'll see you guys in my next video. Look out for that because we make video every day. Thank you and God bless you. Bye bye for now.